we're joined by the voice of boxing, Adam Smith, to take a look at this week's biggest stories. And I'm delighted to say, if you're watching on YouTube, he joins us live from his classroom. Let's say hello and good afternoon. Smarja, how are you?
I'm good. It's more the boardroom. We're in the wonderful French Gate shopping centre in Doncaster, and we've got a beautiful room here to relax in. So, yeah, I'm in good form, and boxing's busy at the moment, Andy.
Yeah, it is. There's lots to talk about. Listen, there's only one place we can start, and that's, of course, with the fight from the weekend at the Copper Bosch. We saw Johnny Fisher up against Dave Allen. It was an incredible fight, actually, from beginning to end, because there was so much on it for both fighters. We all know what happened. It wasn't Johnny Fisher that came through. It was Dave Allen. And I thought he deserved it. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. A real great victory for him. And a great knockout as well. Before we start with how good it was for Dave and where he goes, how devastating a defeat for Johnny was it? Not just the fact that he lost, but the manner in which he got knocked out.
Yeah, it was a tough night at the office for Johnny Fisher. I stayed around for a couple of hours afterwards. Everyone sort of scattered, and there were a few people that were around his dressing room, and I went in and had a good chat with him, and he was absolutely devastated, not necessarily for himself, but more for the people. He's a real fan-friendly sort of guy, bright guy, lovely guy, dedicated himself to it in the last few years, and he was genuinely really gutted for everyone that had bought the tickets and had come to see him. So, yeah, it's a hard one to take. I mean, I thought he lost in Riyadh. It was obviously a closer fight, but I thought he lost, and I thought that should have been Dave Allen's night anyway. This was obviously much more dramatic. But look, it's a loss in the heavyweight division. He's 26 years old. He can come again. He's just got to dust himself down and lick the wounds, and he'll do that. He's a very, very pragmatic guy. As I said, he's an intelligent guy, Johnny Fisher, and he'll surround himself with his family and friends, and he'll be back. But it was a very, very hard night for him.
I mean, you said it there, Smudge. It was a hard night for him. I thought Dave Allen in the first fight was good. I thought he won that fight as well. Obviously, he was really clinical and dominant in the second fight. But where do you think it leaves Johnny Fisher? Because a lot have been made of, obviously, you look at the top of that heavyweight division, there's about 8 guys there, and I referred to them before as killers. I don't quite think Johnny Fisher's in that bracket, but I mean, who do you match him up with next?
Darren, great question. And I was talking to Johnny afterwards, and he was obviously down, but he was really realistic. He said, look, I'm gonna try and win an English title, and I really want to try and get my hands on a British title, and a challenge would be fantastic. He knows he was at university and he was a rugby player, and he just sort of came into boxing with no amateur experience really, and he's done fantastically well to get to where he has. And to lose to a guy in Dave Allen who, okay, has 7 defeats, but is a quality fighter and has been in with some of the best around the heavyweight division in the last 10 years. So I think, look, there's no disgrace at all with Johnny. I think that he's got to take a bit of time out. He probably, look, should he have taken the rematch straight away? That's really the question now people are asking. He wanted to take it. He wanted to bring people back to the Copper Bosch. He wanted to take on Dave straight away. He felt Dave deserved the rematch. And I think that's great. That's credit to Johnny. Did it slightly backfire? Maybe. But look, that's boxing. It happens. He can come back. He can learn from this. But he's not in that bracket. Of course not. He's not amongst those top heavyweight names. But he doesn't need to be. He can just, he can lick his wounds. He can have a nice couple of comeback fights. And then maybe he'll get into that English and British mix in the next year or two. There's no rush. Take his time. Have a bit of time out. He needs a rest now.
You've used the word rematch. Of course, this was a rematch. I'm led to believe there is a rematch clause, so we could see him a third time. I know that straight after the fight, Dave Allen said, I wouldn't do that to him.
I wouldn't do that again.
How much of a bad move would that be if they...
I don't think that's for now. And I think Johnny would tell you that as well. And I don't think it's now for Dave either. I think Dave deserves to have a big homecoming up in Yorkshire. He's heavily involved in the Doncaster fight night on Friday that we've got up here because he's training fighters. He's a man of the people. I think he deserves a really good show in Doncaster or Sheffield to headline. And I think Johnny just, as I said, has to rebuild maybe in London and in a sort of slightly smaller way. But their paths might cross again. No rematch for me for now. Don't think we need to have it. Yes, there's a potential trilogy out there at some stage, but not yet.
Listen, while you're there, I'm led to believe that you've got someone alongside you. I only found out 2 minutes ago. Is it Ed Hardy? Is that right? Alongside you?
Yeah. Yes, I have. I've got Ed Hardy here. If he sits back a bit, you'll be able to see him in the shot. Let me just tell you a little bit about Ed before he says. Ed is I think, one of the hottest prospects in British boxing. He's a farmer by trade, which is a great story anyway. I think probably the only farmer in professional boxing, so he brings a whole new crowd in, and he's got his 4th fight. He's undefeated on the big bill at the Echo Power Stadium on Friday night, and Ed is actually going to come in on a tractor as well. So, we've lost the pictures. Don't worry, that's the tractor. Come on, Ed, introduce yourself a little bit. Tell the boys about you.
Yeah, so I'm a 4th generation farmer. Used to box for England as an amateur and things, and then turned professional now with Izzy and GBM, and we're out on Friday night at the Eco Power Stadium.
Ed, let me ask you. Hello, Ed. Nice to meet you. How difficult is it for someone like yourself to get into a boxing game? Because we were just talking about Johnny Fisher there, and him and his dad were just fantastic at not just selling themselves, but selling tickets as well. I'm guessing that's a big part of the boxing game when you're coming through, right?
Yeah, it is. At the start of your career, it is a big part, selling the tickets and being able to get onto the shows, because if not, your promoters don't want you as much if you can't sell the tickets, because they need the people through the door to make the show worthwhile having.
How are you managing your time then between the farming and the boxing?
I've managed it all right because it's a family farm, so my dad's really good, and he lets me have time off through the day to go training, and then I'll just catch up later on in the night when I get back.
Can you catch a chicken?
Very supportive.
Can you catch a chicken?
Yeah, we do a bit of rocky.
Do you? Is it difficult to catch a chicken?
Yeah, they're faster than you think. They keep you on your toes.
I hope you've got that like grey tracksuit as well to wear with all the holes in.
Yeah.
How many fights then at your level? How many fights a year do you hope to have?
Well, I'm hoping to have at least 5 this year, maybe 6. But yeah, activity is the key, really. Keeping busy, keeping my name out there, and keep winning.
And what sort of style can we expect to see? Who can you liken yourself to?
Exciting style. Like to come forward, plenty of punches, and break my opponent down.
Do you remember? And I'm not comparing him. I don't want to blow too much smoke.
Here we go. Do you remember Muhammad Ali?
But do you remember a young Ricky Hatton? Because
my goodness.
Ed loves to work the body, and he's very, very exciting to watch. So not only has he got the farming story, which is a great tag for us and for the promoters as well, but he could really fight, and he's part of Grant Smith's gym in the Steel City, so in Sheffield. So he's got a lot of good stablemates. Sonny Edwards and Lee Eaton are backing him. He's obviously promoted by Izzy Assi, so he's got it all there. And what I love about Ed is that the Margrange farm have got a great farm shop, and they bring the pork pies, they bring the produce to us at ringside on the night, Andy. So we always get a feed on the night.
I tell you, just be careful you don't milk it. Listen, while we've got you both there, let me get your views on a fight that's live on talkSPORT this weekend. It sees Josh Taylor in action now. He has moved up from super lightweight, I think I'm right in saying, from welterweight. He hasn't fought for he's not been in the ring for how long now? It's quite. I know he lost. Remind me who he lost to. Jack Catterall, yeah. And that was way back, I think, in May. So how difficult a fight is it? A, changing weight, and also B, being completely ring rusty, right?
Yeah, it's you need that activity to keep you sharp. But it affects different fighters, different really. I'd say some of them don't mind it, some don't. And the move up in weight might help him. He might feel more stronger at the weight, more confident that he's not drained himself too much. So it'll be an interesting fight to see.
Smudge, where is Josh Taylor for you? Because he obviously got that controversial win, the first one against Jack Catterall, where I thought he got beat. He then lost to Timofey Lopez, and then he lost the rematch to Catterall. Where do you think Josh Taylor is? We know how good he has been, but do you still think he can get back to that level?
That's the question that everyone wants to find out the answer to. He's a huge name in Scotland. It's going to be an absolutely brilliant atmosphere in Glasgow. It's Doncaster Friday night in the stadium, up to the Hydro on DAZN in Glasgow. On talkSPORT as well. It's brilliant. He's got people that want to find that out. And Echo Esserman is a really good fighter. But I think Echo is going up in levels, and Josh is going up in weights. So I think that's the interesting thing. Look, he's the only British fighter to have had all 4 belts, right? So he was a brilliant super welterweight. Can he be as good at 10 stone 7 As Ed said, he might need that move up, but will he be as quick? Will the speed come with him? Will he be as strong, as sharp? The lack of activity could be a problem, but he's going to have a huge crowd there behind him, and he's a big name. And now he's with Frank Warren, and Queensberry are flying. I think it's a really big fight for him, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a big fight, and it'll be a good fight to watch and see what happens on the night.
Yeah, Echo Esserman will make it a really competitive fight because he's got that sort of style as well. And watch out for Moses Itauma on the card as well, the big heavyweight that's coming through from Chatham in Kent. He could be the best of the lot in a couple of years. Yeah, so it's a really good night.
Proper superstar in the waiting he is. Ed, listen, always a pleasure. The first of many chats, I'm sure. Good luck with your upcoming fight, and we'll speak to you in a bit.
Thank you. Thanks for that.
Smudger, listen, always a pleasure. I look forward to seeing you in the studio maybe next week or the week after. But until then, thanks for coming on. We'll speak to you soon as well.
Yeah, miss you. Enjoy the Friday and Saturday shows.
We will.
Boxing flying. Dave Allen's downstairs. We're going to go and see him.
Okay, give him our best.
Cheers, Smudge.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, thanks.
Cheers.
There you go, a bit of boxing chat. There's so much boxing at the moment. It's fantastic.
So much.
We didn't even get to talk about Dane Dubois' fight as well. Loads coming up.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.